Okay, so I saw this post. It says pop Bibles, R&B Bibles, rock Bibles, alternative Bibles. So I just wanted to ask you guys to pick one album from each one and everything. Also wanted to ask you, what are your Bibles in general for all these, if you had any swaps that you would do. Okay, so I'm gonna pick one first, and I'll give that at the end. Okay, so if I have to pick pop Bibles, I would say 1989. I said this a billion times, but that album, that was my first Taylor Swift album. Very much into pop music when I was younger. I still love pop music now, but I've expanded, my taste a lot more. But 1989 was special for me. You had Style, you had Blank Space. I Know Places is underrated. You had Clean. How You Get the Girl is a great track. I mean, just hits on this album. Just hits on this album. Love the production. It was fun for that time. 1989. It was just one of those albums for me. Like it's a special album to me, so I have nostalgia for it. But I also think it's a solid album, and thank God she got her masters back. So, like I said, we can stop pretending to give a fuck about the Taylor version, because the Taylor version was ass, and y'all know it was not good. So I'd pick that for pop Bibles. So for R&B Bibles, if I had to pick one, I would probably give it to Velvet Rope by Janet Jackson. Mariah Carey Butterfly not being here feels very illegal to me. It should definitely be in this list. I will say that. Velvet Rope, Janet Jackson. God Till It's Gone was a great song. Okay, I just love that. The whole production and everything like that. The remixes for God Till It's Gone was actually really good too. I Get Lonely, I said, I think that's one of the best R&B songs to ever be recorded. Okay, so I'm very fond of that. I'm very fond of that. So then I'm trying to think. Go Deep was a good song on this album. I like Free Zone a lot. People don't talk about Free Zone. I like Special, the song on here too. Yeah, just talking about, her childhood stuff that she's been through. What About pops up. We know she got that lobotomy show. But, Velvet Rope, fantastic album. So I picked that for R&B Bibles. Rock Bibles, I would probably give it to the Beatles' Abbey Road. That was my favorite out of all these albums. If we're just looking at stuff like Oh Darling, that was one of the first Beatles songs I ever heard, and that, like, they didn't release singles and then put it on their albums back then. The Beatles didn't. But I bought that song on iTunes. Like, I just love that song. I love Paul McCartney's vocals. So that one, Here Comes the Sun, is obviously a classic on this album too. The whole medley in the back half when you had like Golden Slumbers and like Because, like, that was a great, like, this album is solid. I have a few songs that I don't like on this album, but for the most part, I really enjoyed myself. I love the sequencing on it. I think it's great, just musically. So that would be my pick. That'd be my pick. A lot of people say it's their best album. I could see that argument. Alternative Bibles, I would give it to the Fiona Apple album. So yeah, what Fiona Apple has done for me, yeah, she's one of my favorite artists of all time. I would prefer Vegetable Cutters, but this is more accessible album. I get it. But some of my favorites, Paper Bag. Yeah, that might be her best song. Okay, he said it's all in your head, and I said so is everything, but he didn't get it. Fiona Apple, The Woman You Are. Yeah, that song was so good. Fast as You Can, like the whole production, the whole album really feels like Europe. But that song was so good. Mistake. So many good songs on this album, bro. Like, you need it. So yeah, like, those are my picks. As far as changes I would make, I mean, if I had to make Bibles for all these, it would be different. I would really have to take time to think about all the albums that would be there. Pop Bibles, Daydream would probably be there. Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson would probably be there for me as well. I would probably keep Blackout there. I just love Blackout. I do. So I'd probably keep Blackout there, to be honest. But those other two definitely have to make, because those are just pop albums that I love and that I spend a lot of time listening to. R&B Bibles, like I said, Mariah Carey Butterfly has to be on here. It has to be on here. I love Beyonce. I really do. I don't understand why Lemonade would be here, because I wouldn't necessarily classify that as an R&B album. If you're gonna go R&B by Beyonce, you have to do one of her first two albums, because the thing with Beyonce is every single album she's evolving her sound and the genres that she can get in, and that's why I love Beyonce. I wouldn't necessarily call that an R&B album. Beyonce herself probably wouldn't call it R&B if we're keeping it real. So I would definitely swap that with something. SZA, I love SZA down, but SOS and R&B Bibles, there's just been so many good R&B albums out there, so I would have to swap that too, as well. Pop Bibles, I forgot to say this, but yeah, Madonna, I have not heard that album, so would have to go for that. And then Katy Perry would go, because that was carried by the single, so I that would have to go. In the rock albums, it's literally like, I like the Fleetwood Mac album from what I can remember. It's cute. It would probably go. It would probably go. I might replace that with another Paul McCartney album or maybe another Fleetwood Mac album. I don't know. I'd really have to go. Like I'm just starting to forget like all of the rock albums I've ever listened to. But I would make some changes in this for sure. That's what I can say. That's what I can say. Alternative Bibles. I would fix Fiona. I would switch that with Vegetable Cutters. I can tell you that right now. I don't like this Alanis Morissette album. Alanis Morissette is not for me. Björk, I tried to listen to the album. I turned it off. It wasn't for me. And Kate Bush, I really don't think she's for me either. So I would have to think about that too. So yeah. Quick thoughts on these other albums. I kind of already gave my thoughts, but haven't heard this Madonna album. She tends not to be for me. I probably wouldn't like it, just giving a blind guess. Katy Perry, I already said I felt like it was carried by the singles. Great singles, but it was still carried. And Britney Blackout, you had Why Should I Be Sad? Perfect Lover. Piece of Me was a good song on here. I like Toy Soldier on this album, Heaven on Earth, like great album, one of my favorite pop albums. So I would probably keep that there as already mentioned. SZA SOS, great album. Like I said, I would take it because there's other ones that are great, but some great ones. You had Shirts. You had Ghost in the Machine, you had Blind, you had Seek and Destroy on here as well. Great songs all the way throughout the album, so I'm fond of it. Beyonce Lemonade, some of my favorites. You had Daddy Lessons, and then you also, what were the other songs in this album? I'm trying to remember. Sandcastles has always been one of my favorites. I like Sorry, I like Love Drought. Formation doesn't fit on the album, but it's still a fun song. This Sade album I'm actually quite fond of, okay? Because the one song that I've been listening to recently is Like a Tattoo. That has been my song recently. I just did a review of this album on my YouTube channel, Anastasia Fact, which I have to promote. But Like a Tattoo, just the guitar and the way that she sings it, there's just something about it. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's just something that puts me at ease, even though she's talking about someone being at war and like how depressing it is. It's just so good though. It's just so good though. Like that's been my song. Kiss of Life is also on this album, which I love that song as well. It's just an album. It's just an album. Like I like every song on this album, and someone commented and they were like, "I'm surprised you like every song." Me too. One thing about me, it's really rare for me to like every song, but this album, it was very special for me. It's like 9 out of 10 album. Fleetwood Mac album, I remember liking it. Evanescence album, it was cute, but I have not re-listened to it since. Pink Floyd, I don't remember hating it. I would have to give that a re-listen, okay? I already gave my thoughts on some other stuff, but let me know what you guys think down below. Please let me know what are your Bibles for all of these genres in general and everything like that. If you want to go outside these genres, you want to talk about electronic or country or whatever, we can do that too. Like I said, I'd have to think a lot for rock and alternative. But R&B, Butterfly would definitely be in there. So I would say that has to be in there for sure. And then I'd probably have to think, like, I'm just starting to blink. Pop, I'm more figured out. But let me know what you think down below.